In my latest stream, I already talked about all of this, and that was honestly going to be the video that I uploaded to YouTube, but new things surfaced today, and I wanted to include them in the video, and I figured, at that point, it was probably better to just make a whole other video, so here it is. Like I said during that live stream, this video is in no way being monetized. I can't even monetize videos on YouTube because I don't meet the minimal requirements. So yeah, I am getting no money out of this. But I did want to talk about this because I thought that, one, we needed some kind of general video of everything that we know right now to sort of make everything make sense for people a little bit easier. And also, I just wanted to state my opinion, really. I used to love Vshojo. I absolutely love the Vshojo talent, most of it anyway. So I just wanted to say something about it because this has really gone big. So I'm gonna try to explain everything that we know of with the new information that we have in chronological order to try to understand basically everything that happened in Vshojo, at least what we know of. And we're gonna start back in 2023. Well, technically, we will talk about the past in a way, but this is the big moment. So, chronologically, we're gonna start talking about that time when Silverveil, Vebe, and Nianers quit Vshojo. If you don't remember the situation back then, there was obviously a lot of things happening, but the main thing that really blew everything up back then was the big wizard game. I'm not gonna focus too much into that because that happened. Most of us don't really want to remember it, but it happened. And from that point, we know that only a little after Silverveil and Baby quit, and then a little after Nianers quit as well. Now, we clearly saw that Vshojo as a company didn't really give much support to those three, especially Silver, that was one of the most affected people during that time. But there's obviously a lot more that happened during this specific period of time. When those three girls left Vshojo, there was a mention about some contracts they did say that was part of the reason why they were leaving, but we really had no context back then. However, we have the context now, and I'm gonna get into it. At this point in time, 2023, I think it was made apparent that Vshojo was ridiculously stupid at handling money. I say apparent because, well, these girls clearly noticed and clearly were scared about the future, and with everything that happened, they decided to leave. With the information that we have now, we now know that Vshojo had failed to pay several things to the three girls by this point, and then there was so many other things that just piled up, making us now know that this company is absolutely garbage. I already kind of knew that, but, we now know in a more obvious way. First of all, there was gaslighting by the company. They basically told the girls, especially Nianers, well, Nianers was the one talking about this, so at least Nianers, they basically told her that having a lawyer reading all of the new contracts was a really bad thing to do, which, what the fuck? I think it's obvious that we would need a lawyer to read contracts, but apparently the Vshojo people didn't want that, so that already tells you that the contracts are absolutely garbage. After that, Silver and Baby were forced to exit together to make it seem that they left because they were friends, so they were really trying to save their image while painting these three girls to be the worst things ever. My god. When they exited, apparently the official statement to the other talents was that they were troublemakers, it wasn't good to have them there in the first place. Holy shit, they literally turned people against each other. And now knowing this, I feel like this might have had something to do with the clear lack of support from the other talents towards Silver, and also Vei and Nian after they quit. I feel like the company basically either gaslighted them to believe that they were bad people and they didn't deserve any support, or they straight up told them they shouldn't do it, they straight up prohibited them to speak up and support them. Nyan described the experience of her lawyer reading the contracts as the lawyer being absolutely horrified by some of the things that were written in this contract. Who knows what was written in here, but clearly it was not good. As to why the other talents didn't see these obvious red flags, well, maybe they listened to Vshojo. Maybe Vshojo, again, gaslighted them into believing that whatever contract that was for the best, that it was something good for them. Either that, or I don't know, maybe they prohibited them to have a lawyer reading their contracts and they had no idea. I don't know, but clearly something happened there. Now, to top it all off, the three girls, Silver, Nyan, and Bebe, were obligated to sign NDAs. By the way, Mamabel was also obligated to do this for some fucking reason. And these NDAs not only prevented them from talking about the company, basically bad-mouthing them, but also it prevented them from talking to the other talents at all? What kind of NDA is this? Is this legal? That cannot be legal, right? They basically made them sign a contract to completely close off any communication to the talents, and basically they tried to make the perfect crime in this scenario. I mean, the other talents were left with the idea that the three people that left Vshojo were absolutely horrible, and those three girls had no way of clearing things up because they were prohibited from talking to the other girls. My god, like, the extent of how horrible Vshojo was, the higher-ups of Vshojo, is insane to me. And like I said, I already thought that the company was bad at this point, but holy cow, this is another level. This is like barely below what Niji Sanji has been doing. Like, this is insane. Hey there, sorry for interrupting, but I was actually about to upload this video, but then I saw that Silver was gonna make a stream talking about the situation, so I figured I would delay it a bit, and good fucking thing, because holy shit, a lot of things happened. So right now I just want to say that Silver pretty much confirmed everything that I said on this section of the video, and also apparently not only that happened, but also Gunrun himself straight up berated Silver for everything that happened. Gunrun told Silver that she was a disappointment, that she was harmful, that she was an inconvenience, and my god, that is wild. Also, the slandering wasn't limited to just the other talents of Vshojo, but also towards artists, companies, and business parties that work with Vshojo. So, yeah, malicious times 100. And if all of that wasn't enough, there is also that one time she just talked about this. Apparently, one time, not like somewhat close from the time that she actually quit, she was feeling stressed and had to cancel a stream, and just because of that, Gunrun allegedly, well, Vshojo in general, threatened Silver to sue her. At this point, I'm seriously wondering who's worse, Vshojo or Niji Sanji. Now, from here onward, the company kept getting worse and worse and worse. Kason on her stream said that Vshojo had been inconsistent in payments for a long time. So basically, I think from this point forward, Vshojo started paying the talents less and less and less, until finally, this year, the company basically completely stopped any payments in a combination of maliciousness and complete financial stupidity. From this stream, from Kason's stream, we also know a few more things, or at least we can gather a few more things. She talked to the CEO of the Japan branch, and he said that all of the payments, at least regarding to the talents, were controlled by the US branch, so really the Japanese branch didn't have much to do in this situation, but we also know, thanks to this, that the Japan branch was also not getting paid. The CEO did say that he was mostly unaware of everything happening, and I sort of believe him. I am not saying that the CEO is completely free from all of this, but I think he was a little bit unaware, at least to some degree, because he does say that the US didn't really share the current situation financially. They just shared like movements. However, he still made it obvious that he could have done more, but for some reason didn't. We also know from this stream that all salaries were cut, at least from the staff, because Vshojo wanted to prioritize staff to hopefully make the situation better financially, while completely removing all of the payments from for the talents. So here is another proof that they basically had no fucking idea what they were doing. Also, we know that they were hiring new talents while having all of this shit show. I agree with what was said, that the people in charge of hiring new talents didn't really do it maliciously, because they mostly had no idea what was happening. They were just told, hey, take care of the new talents, and that's what they did. But obviously the higher-ups definitely fucked up for this, because they are the ones that gave the order. And of course, we finally arrive at the situation where Iron Mask was robbed, because let's be honest, that is the word. She was robbed of a lot of money, and also the charity was robbed a lot of money. So we now, with Iron Mouse coming out and everyone else coming out with their own version and their own information, we basically know that Vshojo has pretty much always been, if not since the very beginning, has always been a bad company that doesn't give a shit about the talents and that is absolutely stupid financially. My conclusions on this video are that, honestly, Vshojo is like barely below Niji-Sanji right now in terms of how bad a company can be. We now know that Vshojo's higher-ups, we don't really have any names. I don't know if we're ever gonna have any names, but whoever is in charge, whoever are the higher-ups in the hierarchy within Vshojo, we now know that they are manipulative. They didn't care about any of the talents, and probably never did. They would turn on them in a flash if it was convenient for them. They have no brain when it comes to money management, and did not give a flying fuck about breaking whatever they needed to break for money. That being friendships, charity organizations, or even the law. Because you cannot tell me what they did was very lawful. Okay, so what is the future, or what do I think is the future of Vshojo as we're looking at it right now? Hey, so this is actually the last update of this video. I had a whole section talking about Vshojo's future. We now know what Vshojo's future is. They are fucked. Vshojo is completely closing down, and in the worst way possible. I just said in this recording that there was really nothing that Gordon could have said that could make things better. At most, I was expecting a simple apology and, I don't know, some kind of statement that they're gonna pay their talents. Nope, he actually outdid himself by being an absolute asshole. So Gundrun posted this image in Vshojo's account, and my god, we have a classic case of it is my fault but it's not my fault. But also, apparently they didn't know, or Gundrun didn't know, that the charity money was charity money. How in the fuck? How do you not know that that money is meant for charity? Do you not give a single shit about what your talents were doing? You knew that they were doing charity. Of course that was charity money. What are you talking about? Also, this entire apology or announcement or whatever you can call this thing, it did not acknowledge any of the mistreatments that the talents received. Gundrun exclusively talked about the money. I guess that's fitting of him. And also, by far, the worst statement that this entire thing has is, over the past few years, we raised around 11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community. Yeah, my ass. You mean to tell me threatening your talents, berating your talents, turning them against each other, hurting their friendship, preventing them from seeking lawyers, giving zero explanation for their non-payments, and also giving them ridiculous contracts and a bunch of NDAs to make sure your company was like in good light in the eyes of people. Yeah, no, that is not prioritizing creators. Yeah, that is prioritizing your disgusting ass. My God, if tomorrow you hear news about me being in prison, you probably know what fucking crime I committed. Holy fucking cow. So yeah, that is the end of Vshojo for now. We'll definitely be hearing more details, more fucked up details about everything that's been happening, because NDAs probably don't have a lot of time left. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but my God, please everyone go support every single talent. I'm gonna have all of the links in the description below, because I think every single one of them deserves some love right now. Jesus fucking Christ. If you want to get your mind off of things a little bit, I do have some other funny videos if you want to check them out. But also, like, preferably just check the talents videos. All of the Vshojo members, they're all amazing. They all have great content. Definitely go watch that and try to get your minds off of things, because things are difficult for everyone right now. But it's especially difficult for the talent, so definitely go show them love. And go donate to the current charity if you haven't, and if it is in your possibility. Good fucking Lord.